records, like old hip bones, are made to be broken. And Dan Higley's was broken on Saturday. Not Dan Higley's hip bone, but rather his record. Set in 1984, the Buena Vista single-season rushing mark of 1,070 yards shattered by Buena Vista junior Scott Bailey. The junior from Pocahontas picked up 102 yards and 2 touchdowns to become Buena Vista's all-time single-season rushing leader with 1,079 yards. And he's still got 1 game left this year. Good evening, I'm Tim Gallagher. This is the Jim Hershberger Show here on Innovation Video. And with me for the final time tonight, Coach Jim Hershberger. And Coach, great day for Scott, great day for the Beavers, 29-16 victory.
Tim, we were glad to win, and obviously everybody is. Your hip bone almost surpasses the definition of a ram, Tim. So it was great. Now, congratulations to Scott for breaking that record. That's an outstanding job and goes to, indeed, a deserving person. Scott's done a great job of running the football for us this year, and we're really pleased with that and pleased with the whole effort. But we were indeed pleased to win the football game on Saturday.
Good second-half performance by the Beavers after a 9-9 first-half tie. I know that Penn got a touchdown in the closing seconds that probably didn't make you too happy and maybe pepped up your halftime conversation with the team.
Well, we were disappointed that they scored. I think there was like 28 seconds left to go in the half when they scored, and they really hadn't been much of a threat offensively at any time during the game or up to that point. In 2 plays, they covered about 60 or 70 yards, as I recall, and that's kind of been the history of us a little bit this year. We'll hold them for long periods of time, and then all of a sudden, 2 plays, they cover about 30 on one and about 40 on the other, and all of a sudden they score. So we weren't happy with that, and it was kind of an ironic play, too. I think we trapped the ball kind of on the back of the kid, and he ended up falling into the end zone, and when he came down, it was on his chest, and he squeezed it, and they got a touchdown out of it. But we were not happy with our offensive effort at all in the first half, obviously hampered with Mike Wilson limping around. Yeah. I wasn't sure he could even play, and he gave a gallant effort for as injured as he was, you know, and he was not effective at all as far as a threat goes of running, and so they could kind of load up on Mike and Scott a little bit, and that made a big difference to us, because if you have to defend Wilson's width and his stretching, you know, it causes some problems defensively.
We'll take a look at those Penn defensive problems caused by, well, what you might call the junior running mates, Mike Wilson and Scott Bailey. Back in a minute here on Innovation Video.
That's right, get hooked on Innovation Video. News, talk shows, informative shows, sports, and game shows. Get hooked on Innovation Video, cable channel 3.
Hooked on you! McGruff here. I want you to learn a song that tells people to say no to drugs. Users and losers are users. I don't use drugs. Don't use drugs. Come on. If you know a user even part of the time, tell them to quit, take a bite out of crime. Users are losers and losers are users. So don't use drugs. Don't use drugs. Now teach it to everybody and help take a bite out of crime.
We'll go now to the first half highlights from Oskaloosa Field and coach another perfect Saturday.
Well, it was really a great day. You know, we won the toss and chose to defer, so we wanted to stay out of that sunlight, which was probably really critical to us, not much cloud cover. So they've got the ball here and throw a pass out in the flat, and we come up, and kids have really played well defensively. They turn the ball over to us, and Of course, we get it back, and this is when we really have trouble running, and you can kind of see that. They're stacked in on us, and they're stunting, and we're not doing a very good job of blocking up front, and we're trying to get that kind of thing. They gave us a little bit different look, Tim, than what they did in the last 2 games, so that maybe accounted for a little bit of it, but part of it was our emotion, too. I don't think we were playing a very emotional game. We don't do a lot, so we punt the ball back to them, and now we got some pressure on their quarterback, and he throws upfield, and we knock him out of bounds, and it's incomplete, and the kids are really playing well defensively here. Draw play, and we've got a stunt on, and we kind of shut that down quickly. Snap this ball completely over the punter's head, and he just kicks it out of the end zone rather than take a chance, so we come up with a safety, and they're going to kick off to us from the 20-yard line.
Big play for the defense, Coach.
Yeah, it really was. It really helps us out. We want to get the ball back in good field position here, but we didn't, our return game was really not doing much for us, and so we barely get the ball out to midfield, and Mike Leatherman up the middle, and you can see that we're kind of running into a bunch of granite there and just having trouble moving them out. Scott Bailey on our isolation, and that doesn't help much, so we give the ball back over to them again, and have to call on our defense to get after them, and they kind of rise to the occasion and shake a ball loose, and now we've got a little bit better field position. We need to do something with it here. Run our toss scoop play to wide, and Scott Bailey picks up a couple yards for us, and we're just not having a lot of success moving the football. Run a trap play back inside and get penetration, and kind of smashed again, and you can just see what's been happening to us is not good. Wilst, you can see, is limping on his leg. We throw a drag back to Jimmy DeMars, and he picks up first down for us, but we have trouble getting down there, and they take over again. And
Coach, do you suppose you were a little hesitant to pass in the early going due to the injury to Mike Wilson?
Well, we didn't, we've been playing rather cautious because we've got to take whatever we can get, and we knew Mike would have trouble getting back and setting up, Tim, so that's a problem to us. We'd just soon hand the ball off and see if we couldn't block and use up as much clock as we can. So we get the ball back, they punt to us, and we run Mike Leatherman on our outside belly play, and he picks up about 12 yards for us there, and we're starting to move the ball a little bit better, throw our throwback to Scott Bailey, and he does a great job of running. Harry Brewer comes back and blocks one of their fine linebackers, and we end up going in for a touchdown, and we were needing one awfully bad.
Great run by Scott after he got the ball, kind of, once again, proving his versatility, both catching and rushing.
Scott does a great job for us running, and Scott Francin to do the kicking, and so we got 7 points up there, and with the safety, we got 9-0 score, and kids are tightening up defensively there a little bit now, and that's what we're really tickled with. We've played good defensive game.
Yeah, holding William Penn to 20 yards rushing, a -7 in the first half.
Thought they did a real good job. Now we're in the second quarter, and throw up field here to I'm not sure if that's Bruce Troyer.
Bruce Troyer.
I think it was, and make a nice catch on it. Come back with our screen to Mike Leatherman, and we might have gone all the way there, but we didn't really get out in front and block like we should have probably there. Come back to Harry Brewer up the middle, and Harry just about outruns everybody there.
Harry and his piano.
He gave a burst of speed. He pulled the plow out of the ground. We just kid Harry a lot about that. That's not fair. We did it in films tonight, too. So, at any rate, they try to run wide on us there, and defensive people come up and support that well, and quarterback rolls out and throws. This is the one kind of we're talking about that caused a little problem for us. They get the ball in pretty good position here, and yet the kids hold them, and they end up with just a field goal.
Pretty good field goal, too. Tom Folter hitting a 43-yarder.
Yes, he did. It was excellent. They hold us, and we got to give the ball up again, and we get down and cover. Got good coverage on the punt. We're particularly pleased with the special teams from that standpoint, at least. And Penn comes out again and is kind of having trouble picking up yardage,
and a turnover here. I couldn't tell who recovered the fumble, Coach, right in front of you. Who pounced on that one?
I'm not sure either who did that. You should be able to see when you're that close to it, but I didn't. Mike Leatherman again hammering up off tackle, and then we give the ball back to Scott Bailey with Mike Leatherman leading, and we're short about 6 inches, and when you're short that much, you should make a first down, but somehow we didn't, but that won't happen many times, I don't think.
Mike Wilson now out of the game. Naparilla replaces him, and here he's looking for Jim DeMars, and
Jimmy makes a nice catch there, and we run a bootleg here, and Knapp should have maybe gone straight ahead. We only missed the first down there just by about 6 inches, and that's something we'll learn and do better the next time, I'm sure. But we have to give the ball up to them when we're down there for a score, and we don't like to do that very well. So here they come back, and they make a great catch there, and we maybe weren't playing quite as good a defense as what we need to play, but they make a great catch there, and they're going to come back with another one here that's just phenomenal. I don't know how it happened, but it did. The guy stood up right there, and we didn't see
he did catch it, folks.
Couldn't see what happened, but we know he trapped it one of our kids trapped it kind of against his body, and he ended up with it in the end zone, and so it's a score, and halftime 9-9, and we're not very happy.
Martin Curtis with the catch right in the end zone. We'll go now to commercials, and we'll be back with the second half highlights in just a moment.
Individuals out there are abusing our public lands, and I don't like it, and I don't think you do either. Vandalizing parks and robbing historic sites or overrunning wild areas, those are ours, and we have to save them. As I see it, these clowns can either clean up their act or get out of town.
Right, take pride in America. Post Office Box 1339, Jessup, Maryland, 20794.
Radio production at KBVC begins right here in the radio production room. Devoted radio production personnel work with various means of getting promotional messages across to the audience. These means include sound effects records, cassettes, carts, and reel-to-reels. When finished with the product, the radio production person takes it to the KBVC master control room, ready for broadcast.
We'll go now to second half highlights from Oskaloosa Field. And, Coach, a tight ball game at this point, 9-9.
Well, it's 9-9, and anything can happen, and I would assume that's about as close as they've been to anybody other than Upper Iowa since the beginning of the season. Craig Mayer returns the kickoff, and, you know, if you need a little boost at any time, it's right after the half, and he brought that back up. I don't know, it looked like he got hit a little bit late there, but not quite as bad as the next one. But anyhow, we get up the field on a couple series of plays, and Scott Bailey ripped one off tackle for us, and I think we're going to end up with an audible here that we're not using a lot anymore, I guess, after that.
William Penn takes over, and
that's twice we've been down there,
yeah.
Tim, and you know, you can't be down there. And when it's 9-9, you don't like to be down there several times without scoring, because sooner or later it eats you up. Fortunately, our defense is still playing just as aggressive as they were, and you know, they're really getting after people, and that makes a big difference to us. You know, we hurry that quarterback, and Randy Scheidler and John Noren rip the ball out of there, and we come up with a fumble recovery, and that's what we got to have. We need a turnover about that time. I think Bobby Brennan maybe came up with that. So we get the ball back here, Tim, and that's kind of what we've been waiting for. We're a shotgun, and we run screen pass out to the side again, and for some reason we fly through there and miss a couple of those guys we needed to block. But Mike Leatherman almost goes on in for a touchdown. we don't get there, and we attempt a field goal, and it wasn't the one that we want to use anymore. It just was didn't hit the ball very well, I guess is the best thing to say about it, but it was not.
Defense holds, and Buena Vista comes back with the ball carried Didier with about a 7-yard return there, and you've got good field position, Coach.
Well, we throw a quickie to Harry Brewer, and he runs through about 2 or 3 people, and finally they catch him from behind. But we get a big gain up the field, and we got to get one in the barn here because we can't wait much longer. Throw the screen out to Mike Leatherman, and he runs up the field, and 21 had seen about enough of him for the afternoon.
You headaches today?
Here's a great effort by Craig Mayer that 2 guys have him, and he just takes it, breaks the tackle. He wants to score, and he gets in the end zone, and it was a great effort. We were really pleased with that. So we finally get ahead of them again, and now defense has got to go to work and put the clamps on them here.
Which they do. Well, nice clamp shot right there, Randy Scheidler. Good day for Randy. 8 tackles on the day, and I think Gibson had trouble getting up after that play.
Randy played awfully well, and here we run off tackle to Scott Bailey, and he picks up about 15 or 20 yards for us, and is starting to open up a little bit. Off tackle the other way, and a great move inside and then back outside, and picks up near first down yardage for us. Again, out of the shotgun, Mike Wilson throws the screen out to Mike Leatherman, and does a great job. Mike takes it in for a touchdown, and Mike Wilson did a great job of hanging on to that ball about as long as he could because we had an open shot at him from the other end, but we're glad for that touchdown there, obviously.
Almost an interception, but they're going to get BV for interference here. Pickering dropping back to pass again. Questionable call, Coach? Or?
Well, I'm not too sure that it was. It looked like we'd hit him a little bit too early, probably. I thought we were going to intercept the football, but we didn't. I think Cobb and Mike almost had a collision. They're going after the ball, but anyhow, they get in for the touchdown, and they kick off to us again, and we get back in the fourth quarter, evidently, now, and we're about ready to run that option, I think, and Scott Bailey take it in for a touchdown. They were not prepared for our option. We didn't plan to run it probably either because, you know, Mike Wilson had trouble maneuvering. Chris Swanson does a great job of running down a quarterback, you know, so we were pleased with that. You know, the guy tries to bootleg outside, and earlier in the year we had trouble with our ends taking care of that, and now they're just getting better all the time doing it. Run a draw play on us and pick up some yardage on it, but it's not enough for the first down. They punt to us, and we take over again, and Mike Leatherman again on outside belly, and he crunches up through there for about 10 or 12 yards. We begin to move the ball now in the fourth quarter. I don't know if we wore him down or what was happening, but reverse here with a pretty good smash from Harry Brewer, and Craig Mayer does a good job of running, you know, bringing that back. So
Pickering back to pass, and basically they're forced to throw the ball now in the fourth quarter.
Well, they had to, and we were giving them pretty good pressure, and kids were giving a better pass rush than probably we've had all year, you know, and they were getting upfield on them, and they were being a lot more aggressive, and we were keeping them penned in for, you know, a lot of our games. Right now they get outside, but the guy tackled Goldie on the way out, you know, and sometimes that happens. Thought we might have intercepted that one, but kind of got to us quick, and we end up getting the ball back, and Mike Leatherman again on the outside belly, and here we run the sprint option to Scott Bailey, and he really makes a great run. That shows you a little bit of his running ability there, and Craig Mayer out in front trying to help him, and he then gets blitzed himself, so you know, it didn't work real good for us, but we still got the ball. Leatherman again ripping off tackle there, and
Mike had a good day too, Coach. We shouldn't slide him. He had 85 yards on the afternoon, and great block right there by Mike.
Mike does a great job blocking, and he and Scott are, you know, a pretty fearsome duo there. Here's close to a touchdown for Scott, but he didn't take the ball in with him, and it's too bad because that, you know, would have been probably a touchdown for us. But both of those guys had been getting a pretty good workout carrying the ball, and I thought he might have been in the end zone and broken the plane with the ball, but the officials didn't think so.
And they spotted Penn at the 1, and now Penn's got the chore of driving 99 yards on the defense that just hasn't been broken yet today too much, except for a couple of plays.
Well, they're pretty, you know, they've done a great job for us. They end up having to punt. We come back with sprint option again and trying to get Scott his yardage here if we can, you know, so that he can go. So we run sprint option both ways, and I think this maybe is the play that he breaks the record on right there, even though he fell down when he made a cut. So
I think it was a play just before that, Coach, that sweep right that we saw. He picked up 8 yards, and he needed 3 to tie and 4 to break the record. He picked up 8 yards in that play, and of course, as we mentioned earlier, he now has 1,079 yards, which puts him 9 yards ahead of Dan Higley, and I hope Scott doesn't get sacked for a 9-yard loss next week and then leave the game, because then he'd be tied, but I'm sure he'll pick up yards.
Well, I'm sure he will too. He's not had any games yet that he hasn't, you know, so it'll be unusual. So he's just been a great player for us, and, you know, still has a year left and has a game left. So we're hoping that he really has a great game Saturday.
Okay, as I do, I don't know, quite often I ride Harry Brewer a little bit. Tonight we elected to maybe look at the hit of the week for Buena Vista, and it involves Harry Brewer. We'll take a look at it in slow motion, I think, here in a minute. It's on the reverse to Craig Mayer, and here comes Harry zeroing in on the Penn defender for about 10 yards, and bam! One of the best hits of last Saturday, Coach.
Well, it's good that we've got that on there, because we needle Harry quite a bit with his fleet feet, you know, and his ability to pull away from defensive backs. So we got to have a hit like that for him once in a while, too.
We'll go now to the stats from Saturday's game. Buena Vista basically dominated on the, well, both ends of the ball. 341 passing yards, and for an injured Mike Wilson, he threw for quite a few yards, Coach.
Well, it's kind of indicative of what we might have been able to do had he been fairly healthy. He threw we had 4 or 5 times, like I said in the game, we had touchdowns that he didn't throw the ball to the receiver, but we still rack up 341 yards, you know, and they were trying to stop our running game, because that's kind of what we had seen, you know, what they had been seeing most of the time. So.
William Penn held the ball for more time, but of course you just kept moving yards.
Well, you know, we threw the ball, and some of our long passes, you know, sometimes don't occupy the time that the other, and we had trouble moving the ball on the ground. So, you know, it didn't surprise me a lot that they had it like that.
We'll go now to the Iowa Conference scoreboard, and of course a big matchup being set up next Saturday. We talked about it quite a bit last week, Central and Simpson, and an NCAA playoff spot on the line next Saturday.
Well, I wish we'd all play on Friday or something, Tim, so the whole league could go see that game. That's probably one of the premier games in the Iowa Conference in the last number of years. I know we had one with Central in '86 that probably both teams 9-0, and probably a great a game as that there was for a number of years before that. But I'm sure the Simpson Central game is one that everybody would like to see, and I'm sure I would.
Ricky Gales in Simpson's 32-6 victory, 220 yards, 1,880 yards on the season. That breaks an NCAA division record. He also has 158 points this year, which breaks an NCAA Division III record set by Joe Dudek of Plymouth State in '85, and Joe Dudek wound up on the cover of Sports Illustrated. You don't suppose indicative of things to come for Mr. Gales?
Well, I don't know. You know, he's if you break Dudek's record, and he broke Terry Underwood from Wagner's record, and those two kids both are in the NFL, so, you know, who knows what it might be. But Ricky Gales has had a great year, and, you know, if you ever have a year like that, in your lifetime, you know, or hear about it. It's phenomenal, and he's a great back and has played well this year.
Do you suppose that he can run for anything close to that type of yardage against the #1 rated defense in the West region?
Well, we'll have to wait and see, I guess. You know, Central is an extremely tough football team, and I'm sure they're going to try and do everything they can to slow him down. I'm not sure you take all the yardage away from him. He's a great back, and you try to limit the rest of the things that they do. You know, keep Blake under control and control those wide receivers and the tight end, and let Gale get his 100 to 150 yards and try and keep him away from 240 or 50, and then things work. So it wouldn't surprise me.
But basically that was your game plan too when you faced Simpson. I know things didn't work out as what you'd like to, but injuries played a big part in BV's loss to Simpson. But I remember you talking, and probably a lot of teams figure that Gales can get his yards, but yeah, let's limit Joe Blake, who is quite a good quarterback, and also their talented core of receivers.
Secret to playing any team is scoring, to keep them from scoring. But obviously, in Simpson's case, it is. And if you can score with them or keep them from scoring, I think you can change their game completely around. And that's kind of what we wanted to do when we played them. And as it worked out, we didn't have Wilson. And I felt, you know, if we would have had him, the game might have ended up 50 to 48 or thereabouts. And as it turned out, we didn't have him and needed him. But that's one of the secrets. And I think they'll have trouble scoring on Central, scoring a lot of points on Central. And you know, up until this last week, they had scored 50-some points on everybody. You know, they've played. So,
looking to tie Dubuque with a win this week, Coach?
Well, we'd sure like to. We don't have a very pleasant-looking conference record, but if we beat Dubuque this week, we'll end up 5-5, and you know, that'll be a credit to the kids, and they'll end up with a split season, and for sure that's not what anyone shoots for, but it's better than 4-6. You know,
it really has been a strange season for you, though.
That's been different, you know. Like I say, you don't like to look at the injury factor as being something that causes you to win or lose, but it's fairly evident. That's what does it most of the time for most college teams or for anyone. If you're lucky and don't have injuries, you're pretty successful. If you've got some, you always have some. Just get them at critical positions and you're in some hot water once in a while.
And as you said before, basically Mike Wilson on Saturday had a leg that was going, what, maybe 50%. He could barely move, and yet he passes for 330 yards. It's just kind of a shame to see that he couldn't play the whole season. Things might have been much different for BV, having, you know, both the ground and the air attack.
Well, if you can get 341 yards on one leg, you know, it's hard to tell. You know, you should be able to get 682 with two, you know, so. Not really, but I mean, you know, he's hobbled around most of the season, and in the games he's played, we've been fairly successful.
What does Dubuque bring into Storm Lake, Coach? I know a potent passing attack.
Well, they've got what they call the best receiver in Division III football, and it's been tabbed at by a lot of people. I've seen him on film about 4 times, and he's made some incredible catches. I mean, incredible. You just don't see a catch like that ever made, and he's done it. They feature a passing attack that is second to none, you know, as far as trying to defend it. So you've got problem. They scored 14 points on Central early in the game. I mean, some people have scored late in a game. Dubuque has scored on everybody early in the game, you know, and they've got a great passing attack. Defensively, they feature a nose man that probably shouldn't even be playing in our league. I don't know. He had 22 tackles in one game. I mean, you don't even block a kid. He has a heck of a time getting 22 tackles. But, you know, I know somebody was trying to block him when he got those 22. So, my gosh, it scares you to even line up out on the field with a kid like that. You know, we might have to put 3 guys on him. So, you know, that's the kind of situation we're in. It's our last game, and it's our final home game, and we'd like to close the season out on a good note, and I'm sure the kids would too. So we got our work cut out for us. We got to have a great practice week, and then turn ourselves loose on Saturday, because we don't have to worry about the following Saturday, because that's it for us.
Okay, well, we'll check out the highlights when the Beavers are turned loose next Saturday at home against the Spartans here on the Jim Hershberger Show Innovation Video.
the carry. Third down for the Bears, the Dubuque 26. Wilson, the carry for Buena Vista. Revere the tackle for Dubuque. Scott Bailey the carry. In the carry. Scheidler, the tackle for Buena Vista. the play. Second and... Taylor returns for the Vista. This is the call for the layup game. Turns on the carry for Dubuque. There are penalties in the play. Eligible man downfield for Dubuque. The penalty is declined, but this for football. This pass intended for Brewer is incomplete. The first down, first and goal for the Dubuque 5-yard line. Bailey with carry. Carried by Wilson from Buena Vista. Holding signal against Buena Vista will be third. For 2 points is no good. More return. Here's on the carry. is Randall to carry Hobbin the tackle from on. Touchdown, Arizona. Returned by Duncanson of Buena Vista. First and 10 Buena Vista from the BV 34. Against Dubuque. Return for Dubuque. There is a penalty on the play. Chance clubbing against Dubuque. Nor the carry. Nor the tackle for Buena Vista. Corner on the plate. Herzon's pass intended for Washington is incomplete. Bailey the carry. Second and 9 to the Vista from the 45. Bailey the pass complete to Troyer. Tackle. Pass complete to the Herzon's pass is Hershberger, the return for Dubuque. Personal foul against Dubuque from the 37. Channel to carry. Penalty on the play. Procedure against Dubuque, a 5-yard penalty. 2nd and 11 for the Spartans from the 36. The ball. First down. 11 in the carry for Buena Vista. Carry by Bailey. Bailey the carry for Buena Vista. Tackled by Williams and Kennedy and Rivera. Bailey carries for Buena Vista, first down. Quarter score, Missouri 21, Iowa State 7. Bailey a carry for Buena Vista. Williams a tackle for carry. There is a penalty on the play. 1st and 20 for Buena Vista from the Dubuque 22. Carried by Bailey and Higley, 1984.
What I should do is I should go down there and have Eric show me what to do. Just thinking around.
11 in the carry.
I don't need that. The big camera battery is charging it like
Moore, the carry for Dubuque. Hershberger. Curzon's pass is incomplete. Second down in. Moore for Dubuque. Carry by for Dubuque. There is a penalty on the play. Clipping against Dubuque. Carried by Moore. Moore the carry. Curzon's pass batted down. Score, Missouri 21, Iowa State 21. Bailey for Buena Vista. and 10 Dubuque from the 34. Swanson with the sack. There is a penalty on the play. Holding against Buena Vista. More in the carry for Dubuque. Herzon's pass complete for a touchdown to Halfacre. For Buena Vista from the 35. Pass intended for a Brewers incomplete. There is a penalty on the play. Holding against Buena Vista. A 10-yard penalty. Wilson's pass intended for Leatherman is incomplete. the carry by Mirza for Dubuque. The carry for Dubuque, around the tower for Buena Vista. Mirza. Sportsmanlike conduct against Dubuque. In the carry. 31, Pat Brown. Bailey the carry. Dubuque recovers the fumble, first and 10 for Bailey to carry. Carry by Bailey.
Did you change the tape before? And you're the one that...
Wilson's pass intended.
I changed batteries. The batteries that were in the pouch there, Sharp, were recharged.
Well, what I'm saying is that if I take that cup and I take the tripod, too,
Look, you know where they practice football down there? Bobo! What's my flight? Did you take the one that was in the drop room that didn't have a case with it? Where'd you get the tripod, Charlie?
Moore, the carry for Dubuque.
Where Unit 1 and Unit 2 is running.
Leatherman the carry. Huggins in the carry for Buena Vista. Ogden, number 69, Mitch Carter.
Back up here, man. I said, don't keep calling me. I'll take care of it. Leave me alone.
Offensive lineman 6'6", 270 from Webster City, number 77, John Sizer.
Because I want to keep them both. They're like a college thing, you know?
the home season for Buena Vista, November 18th.
You ready to go?